Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your MTN statewide news this Tuesday. I'm Janelle Slade. Well, a man is in critical condition after a grizzly bear attack in Big Sky yesterday. He was mountain biking on a popular trail in the Spanish Peaks area. He suffered injuries to his face and back and was flown to a hospital in Billings. No word on his condition tonight or today. Fish, Wildlife and Parks officials say it does not appear to be a predatory attack, and the bear likely was not chasing the man. The trail has been closed as an investigation into what happened is going on. Now, the city of Whitefish looks to approve a $65 million budget. However, the city says not much will change for taxpayers. Whitefish City Manager Dana Smith says, while this is a significant increase, the main purpose is to budget for a new wastewater management treatment project. Now, state loans will pay for the upgrade. While the overall budget is increasing, homeowners' fees and rates will not change. The budget goes before a work session tonight. An investigation is underway after a man was shot and killed by police in the Flathead over the weekend. Police arrived at a home in the Keela area Sunday night after reports of gunshots. When they got there, a man began shooting at officers. Authorities returned fire and the suspect was pronounced dead at the scene. 3 officers have been placed on administrative leave. None were injured in that incident. A Montana law stating mailed absentee ballots have to arrive at a county election office by 8 p.m. on Election Day has been overturned by a Billings judge. The ruling came in a lawsuit filed by the Montana Democratic Party and another Democratic group. The suit states the law makes it more difficult for certain people to vote and is an unconstitutional violation of the right to vote. However, Montana Attorney General Tim Fox is asking the ruling be put on hold while he appeals it to the Montana Supreme Court. Fox argues the rules on voting should not be changed so soon before the election. Well, yesterday, the oldest parade in the Bitterroot Valley marked a full century of honoring those who died in service to their country. Now, the Bitterroot's long connection extends from the mid-1800s, where veterans of conflicts as far back as the Spanish-American War and the Civil War are laid to rest in the Corvallis Cemetery. But Monday was especially significant, marking a full century of paying tribute to the departed heroes. Well, the Great Falls Flower Growers and Rainbow Garden Club teamed up to dedicate the second ever Gold Star Memorial in the state of Montana. It is intended for families in the central Montana area who have lost families in service. The marker sits in a bed of red, white, and purple flowers along the west side of the memorial. Now, families are welcome to come view the new addition to the Montana's Veterans Memorial at any time.
We are encouraging family members who are Gold Star families to feel free to come up and take a quiet moment, reflect on the love they have for their family member, and know that we in the state of Montana are giving honor to those family members.
Now, the groups hope to see 3 more Gold Star Memorial markers installed in Montana this year in Stevensville, Glendive, and Cascade. Well, after 4 days of no new confirmed COVID-19 cases across Montana, Yellowstone County reports its 3rd death. A woman in her 80s died from coronavirus complications, marking the 17th death in Montana. As of midnight, there were 21 active cases across the Treasure State. In Wyoming, 8 more people tested positive, but the state saw a number of recoveries as well. 33 people currently have the virus there, and yesterday we reported that number was up to 51. Now, overall, 599 people have recovered from the virus, while 12 have passed away. The Memorial Day weekend marked the first time many people across the country could get outside and enjoy nature since the COVID-19 pandemic kicked in. Well, CBS's Ian Lee has the latest on how the coronavirus hung over the holiday.
The 24 notes of taps ring out across America on Memorial Day, from front lawns, church steps, and cemeteries.
Taps is real hard on a lot of people, including myself, because of the memories. But sometimes sad memories are good memories.
At Arlington National Cemetery, people practice social distancing as President Trump laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier. He later spoke at Fort McHenry about those who've died from the coronavirus.
We mourn alongside every single family that has lost loved ones. including the families of our great veterans.
Former Vice President Joe Biden wore a mask while visiting a memorial in Delaware.
Thanks for your service.
At the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, veteran Judd Starr says those who died from COVID-19 are also fallen heroes.
Find a common thread that holds us all together, particularly as we face the threat of this virus.
For many Americans, the holiday weekend was their first chance this year to get out and hit the beach.
I feel refreshed out here.
Beachgoers in Hilton Head, South Carolina said they were trying their best to follow the health and safety guidelines.
We try to distance ourselves enough to not have to wear them on the beach, but still people would still come over and you kind of had to, turn away from them.
From California to New York, police were seen breaking up large gatherings and enforcing new local rules. Ian Lee, CBS News.
And stock prices soared this morning. Traders are back on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange today after the coronavirus shut it down 2 months ago. Investors are seeing optimism in vaccine studies to fight the virus. Biotech company Novavax became the latest to announce it is starting human studies. Governor Andrew Cuomo rang the opening bell. Well, the pandemic has prevented the Army from any in-person recruiting events. So esports team has stepped in to fill the gap by using social platforms such as Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook to showcase their skill sets by playing different games and even tournaments. Now, the Army says the online tournaments get the word out about Army opportunities, and then a recruiter can follow up with the people who are playing. It's also attracting people who may not have considered joining the military in the first place. Well, there's still more ahead on your noon news. Mother Nature is bringing us warmer temperatures, and that means more water time. But before you head out, we have some safety tips you need to take along with you. The time now is 12:07, but first, Brett McCrummon is in next with your statewide weather forecast.
Weather forecast with Brett McCrummon.
And welcome back. We're looking at a pretty beautiful day all across the state right now as we're looking at most readings into the 60s and starting to see some low 70s. The warm spot right now, Worland, Wyoming at 74. The cool spot right now is Butte. You're at 59 degrees. We've got 66 in Helena. Lewistown right now at 63. At 71 in Jordan, 68 in Glendive, and Kalispell right now a little bit cooler at 59 degrees. Now, we said the winds would pick up this morning, and they have. We're looking at wind gusts up to 35 miles an hour in the Cutbank area, 28 around the Great Falls area. Here in Billings, the winds have just started to pick up. We see wind gusts to 17 miles an hour just in the last 20 minutes or so, and gusting up to 28 miles an hour in Livingston. So down the east slopes of the Rockies for much of the afternoon, we'll continue to see wind speeds of 25, 35, maybe 40 miles an hour in those wind-prone areas. But we're also seeing more of that wind out into the eastern plains, where we're looking at wind gusts over 20 miles an hour in Miles City, Glendive, and Glasgow right now. Let's go ahead and take the numbers away and show you what we've got as far as precipitation goes. Looking up into extreme northeastern Montana, they've had some showers all morning. Most of that is pushed off into the Dakotas now, but still some lingering showers, like I said, in the extreme northeastern portion of the state, and then down into southern Montana right now. Into the Prairies, we're picking up some light rain showers, and back towards the Red Lodge area, some higher elevations, picking up some rain showers there. And then we're looking at the next system. We've got a cold front that's moving across the area as we look over towards the Missoula area. That's bringing some showers into that region as well. We're looking at that westerly flow aloft. That's bringing those higher winds out into the central portion of the state. Couple of disturbances right now, one moving into eastern Montana, and that's what's kicking up the wind speeds there. We've got this cold front that is moving through. It's not going to bring the temperatures down a whole lot as we go through the day on Wednesday, but we've got a ridge of high pressure that continues to build in, and that's going to bring warmer temperatures as we get closer to the weekend. And when I talk warmer temperatures, we're seeing it in 80s and some possible 90-degree readings as we look towards the weekend. Here's how things are going to shape up for us for today. We're looking at daytime highs mainly into the 60s and 70s out into eastern Montana. We're going to see those clouds start to dissipate, plenty of sunshine there. Some scattered showers back into the west and into southern Montana. Tonight, 40s and 50s for the overnight lows, and that will continue as far as showers for northern Wyoming and southern Montana. And then tomorrow, temperatures a little bit cooler than what we saw today. We're seeing 60s and 70s. Low 70s, with the exception of Missoula tomorrow. You'll be into the mid 70s at 76 miles or 76 degrees for tomorrow. Here's the 3-day forecast. Kalispell and Missoula 68 in Kalispell today, 72 in Missoula. Kalispell, you're going to hold on to that slight chance of showers throughout the day. Great Falls and Helena, temperatures into the 70s, and you'll pretty much stay there through Thursday before we start to warm things up. And then as we take a look at Butte and Bozeman, 69 in Butte, 74 in Bozeman, Glendive and Billings. We're looking at temperatures into the 70s. Janelle?
All right, thanks so much, Brett. Well, as Brett just said, warmer weather is on the way, which means river levels remain on the rise. Now, many people are looking to the water to cool off, but as MTN's Russ Thomas reports, safety should come first.
Western Montana rivers are running fast, high, and they're downright frigid.
We're just sitting in a time of year where our river is a dangerous place to be.
This is also a time of year where Mother Nature can bring us a pretty enticing forecast. The forecast for our upcoming Thursday through Sunday is promising afternoon highs in the 80s and 90s. For most Montanans, the water is calling. While Missoula Fire and Rescue officials advise us to not be on the water, they also stress having a plan if you do.
That plan should really include a life jacket at a minimum and have it on all times that you're on the water. Don't go alone if you're out boating or recreating. Don't go alone. Be confident that you're a strong swimmer if you're going to be on the water.
And this is just common sense stuff though, right? I mean, who would actually want to go out and test the fast, full, frigid waters without being fully prepared? Well, unfortunately, Captain Bundy says it happens regularly every year. One of the biggest culprits are those things that you can't see.
We've been out on the water and seen a lot of big logs, a lot of big limbs out there. A lot of that's underneath the surface of the water. That really poses the most danger because sometimes you can't avoid that until you've been either hit by it or you're right up on top of it.
Bundy cautions those with pets to be especially aware of their whereabouts at all times. If your pet is in trouble, the first instinct is often to go after them, which can lead to a worst-case scenario.
Call 911 right away or have somebody close by call. We are properly equipped to at least make that attempt in a safe manner and probably a lot more successfully.
So, if the hot forecast ahead means a trip to the water, please take all necessary precautions for yourself and those around you. In Missoula, Russ Thomas, MTN News.
Thanks, Russ. And Captain Bundy says most of the river rescue calls they receive involve those on inner tubes and stresses it is imperative for those tubing to wear a life jacket. Well, people from all around the world now have a chance to take in Montana's famous night skies. MontanaLearning.org now features a 180-degree view of the sky at Canyon Ferry Lake that's near Helena. Now, the camera has a constellation overlay to help amateur astrologers know exactly what they're looking at. The all-sky camera also records time lapses of the sky and offers predictions for solar storms. Now, the Montana Learning Center also provides educational science camps and programs for students and adults. Up next, your latest ag news with Russell Nimitz, so stay with us.
Now, here's your Farm and Ranch Report from the Montana Ag Network.
Hi everybody, it's time for your Farm and Ranch news. Well, according to Food Manufacturing, 88% of people have been cooking more meals at home since stay-at-home orders went into effect. And as Americans continue to opt for shelf-stable staples, foods like dried pasta, which are affordable and easy and are flying off grocery store shelves, Columbia Grain International, a worldwide grain supplier with a footprint across the western U.S., reports a 25% increase in durum wheat sales, as well as increased acreage going into Montana and North Dakota as the result of COVID-19 related buying patterns. Columbia Grain International reports increased durum acreage, which, by the way, is being planted as we speak in their northeastern Montana and northwestern North Dakota footprints to keep up with the current spike in demand. Well, stay with us. We'll have more ag news right after this. Dairy Management Incorporated, or DMI, and its checkoff partner Pizza Hut are joining together to give away 500,000 pizzas to the class of 2020 high school graduates. And they're excited to partner with Pizza Hut to help high school seniors and their families celebrate this special milestone in their lives, according to Marilyn Hershey, the chair of DMI, which runs the National Dairy Checkoff. She says it's a great example of what can be accomplished when dairy farmers and importers build relationships with a company like Pizza Hut through their checkoff program. Now, to claim a free one-topping medium pizza, just visit pizzahut.com/gradparty for more information. By the way, coupons will be available and valid through June the 4th. And finally today, sign up for the Coronavirus Food Assistance Program, or CFAP, is underway. President Trump and Ag Secretary Sonny Perdue made the announcement last week at a White House ceremony. Now, the aid package will provide $16 billion in direct payments to help deliver relief to America's farmers and ranchers impacted by the coronavirus. But pulse crops weren't included. Last week, I caught up with the Montana Pulse Crop Committee's Vice Chairman Paul Canning from Flaxville in his tractor cab, who told me why.
Pulse crops weren't included in that because pulse prices have actually increased since the middle of January a little bit. There's been great demand. A lot of people see them as a food staple, so they have been stocking up on them, and so it's kind of driven demand up, which is a good thing for us. Obviously, pulse prices weren't like they used to be, but they are a little bit higher since January.
And by the way, the Montana Pulse Crop Committee will have their next meeting via Zoom on Tuesday, June the 9th. The meeting starts at 9 a.m. and meeting information is available on the Montana Department of Agriculture's website. Well, that's a look at your farm and ranch news. Have a great day.
All right, thanks, Russell. Well, all across the country, farmers are forced to throw out produce while food banks struggle. So now some states are stepping in. Many are starting to provide more money to help pay for food that might otherwise go to waste. The U.S. Agriculture Department is also spending $3 billion to help get products from farms to food banks. There's also a pending request from a senator for $8 billion more to do the same thing. Although many farmers have already been donating food locally, this will help distribute it to other areas. Well, this year's Excellence in Education program honored 68 teachers. In the end, 2 received the unique distinction BNSF Railway Teacher of the Year. 2 Great Falls educators are this year's award-winning teachers. CMR journalism teacher Beth Britton and Riverview Elementary 3rd grade teacher Callie Ross will both receive $2,500 that they can use to continue their education or to enhance their classroom. And now one more look at our forecast with Brett McCrummon today.
Yes, we've got a beautiful day if you want to be outside, especially in central and eastern Montana. We're looking at readings mainly into the 70s, although a few 60s around the state. We're going to continue to see the windy conditions down the east slopes of the Rockies between 25 and 35 miles an hour for the most part this afternoon. They should die down this evening. For tonight, we are looking at overnight lows dropping into the mainly into the 40s and 50s for the overnight lows. We're going to watch south of Billings for some rain showers, possibility of isolated thunderstorm into northern Wyoming. And then for tomorrow, temperatures slightly cooler into the 60s and 70s across the state.
All right, thanks so much, Brett.
You bet.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, everyone. We will see you tomorrow.